Hello, BookTube. Well, it happened again while I was cavorting uh, up in Vermont. While Frida and I were enjoying ourselves up in Vermont, and largely not making videos. It's very hard to concentrate to make videos. It's when you're concentrating and having so much fun in other ways. But while we were doing that, this channel passed another double zero milestone. We got to 7,700 subscribers, 7.7K. And since a lot of you seem to enjoy it, enjoy asking questions, and every time we do that, I thought we would do that a few more times. We can probably retire the whole ritual once we get to 8,000, which I am no longer. I was once upon a time doubting that we would ever get there, but now I'm not really doubting that anymore. Now my question is, will I get to 8,000 before the year ends? Which is amazing to think. But one way or another, I'm very grateful, and so I thought I would announce another Q&A and see what you can do. You've had no shortage of questions to ask every time we've had a milestone that had 2 zeros in it, or God help us, 3 zeros in it. So if you have questions for 7.7K Q&A, then just leave them down below, and I'll do them this weekend. There are a whole bunch of great Q&As that are unfolding gradually as channels mature and reach milestones of their own here on BookTube. That's fun to see, and we might as well add to the din with the usual caveats. Just a couple of caveats, just to give you a guideline for those questions. If you are asking for an individual recommendation, I just finished such and such, I'm in the mood for such and such, what do you recommend? Well, I leave my email on every video, so including this one. So that's obviously an individual question, so you can ask that question of me anytime you want, but it's not good for a Q&A where, we're not in private conversation in a Q&A. It's a video that I'm making for an audience, so probably best not to ask individual what do you recommend for me next type questions in that Q&A. Also, another stipulation, another parameter of some kind, is length. If your questions are enormously long and detailed, that tends to bog up the procedure. So perhaps err on the side of brevity. And the one other stipulation, I probably don't need to mention it, but every once in a while it crops up, even on a friendly channel like this, which is to remind you all that I predate the internet. Okay, I predate the internet quite a bit. I come very close to predating the 20th century. I was not raised and cultured and steeped in an atmosphere that just blandly allows for personal insult. So personal insults will result in reactions from me. Once upon a time, if you personally insulted someone, it wasn't the way you begin a conversation, it was the way you end all communication with that person. So I don't know. There are new people watching the channel, and I've had blips on the radar of this kind of behavior, and I want to make sure to add a stipulation that if your question is confrontational, I will ignore it and you. So don't waste your time or mine. So there you go. Those parameters in place. Try not to go on. That's my job after all. Try to save your individual questions, your specific, your self-related questions for emails to me. And as Doctor Who would say, be kind. So if you have questions and we accumulate enough of them, then I will answer 7.7K questions on the weekend. And if we don't, I just want to make sure you know how grateful I am. I joke about it all the time about having too many mouths to feed. I don't want any more subscribers, but I'm very grateful for your company every day. And all of you who are new, I couldn't be happier to have you along. So I'm going to wrap this up for now, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.